Today, I'm gonna show you how to get your lead generation business up and running as quick as possible. So grab a notepad and pen and let's jump in and get started. Let's start by talking about exactly what lead generation is. So if you've ever been to like Home Advisor, Angie's List, Porch, or Thumbtack, then you probably have already actually seen lead generation work. Here's what I mean. If you're a homeowner and you need some work done on your roof or on your furnace, you need to find a contractor that is capable of doing those repairs. And the contractor, well, they're looking for someone like you to hire them. So that's where a lead generation company comes into play. A lead generation business is just the process of connecting that homeowner with a business owner that's capable of doing the work. So starting a lead generation business is kind of just like being a middleman. You're just making connections with homeowners and business owners, and you're just getting paid for doing that. So how much can you actually make from the lead generation business? Well, the lead generation business, according to Google, is projected to generate $201 billion in 2023, up from $129 billion in 2019. Now, if you go and look at some of the big companies like Home Advisor, you can see they're doing an annual revenue of $427 million. That's just one single company. I mean, picture if you could just get just a single percentage of what they're doing. You'd be pretty well off, right? All right, so now let's talk about the things that we're gonna need to get started if we wanna quickly get our lead generation business off the ground starting from scratch. So we're gonna need a niche, okay? A market that we're going to decide to generate leads in. We're gonna need a location, so like the area that we're gonna generate the leads in. And we're gonna need a website. That's where people are going to come and find us, and then we're going to be able to match them with a business owner. Now, if you're anything like me, when I started, you're probably thinking, I don't know how to build websites. That's okay, because every website that I've actually built for this business model uses a drag and drop editor called WordPress, which allows you to get websites up that look like this one. This is one of my websites, up and running without knowing how to program or code or anything. Basically, if you can type out an email, like in a Gmail account or a Microsoft Word document, then you can build a website like this. But we'll talk more about that later. So knowing all that, where is it that you actually start if you want to get this entire thing off the ground? Well, I usually recommend you start off with the niche selection. Here's what I typically do. So most people going into this think that they need to think of a niche that nobody else has ever thought of. But actually that couldn't be further from the truth. What I recommend you do is I recommend you look at what the popular lead generation niches already are, and you just pick one of those. And you can do this by going and looking at some of the popular lead generation companies. It'll actually show you, like on Home Advisor, what niches they are targeting right now, and you can just pick one that resonates with you. Same goes with Angie's List, which is now rebranded to Angie. You can see typical services they offer, what they're priced at. Porch is another one, you could go look there, and Thumbtack. So go and look at one of those 4 websites and pick a niche that's gonna resonate with you and that you think you wanna work with and get started with. All right, so after you've decided on a niche, now is the next important phase, which is deciding on a location that you're going to service with your niche. This is actually pretty important, and I'm gonna share with you how to make this selection accurately the first time so that you don't make a mistake. So most people think that they have to target one of the bigger cities because that's where all the population is going to be if they want to actually generate a ton of leads. That actually can't be further from the truth. In fact, it's kind of the exact opposite. Sure, you'll generate a bunch of leads there, but the problem is that that area will be so competitive with all these other bigger companies focusing on it that in the long run, you probably won't generate that many leads. And it also makes the business a lot less passive if you focus on one of these bigger cities. So I usually just pull up in a Google map of the city I'm thinking about targeting, and instead I'll look around the surrounding cities. Like over here, we've got Whitefish Bay or Brookfield or West Allis or Cudahy. So I would pick one of those areas and combine that with my niche. And that's actually what I would decide on for a location, which is going to make this business very, very passive. Whenever I pick a suburb that's further out, I still get plenty of leads, and it's usually a case where once I've got it up and running, I'm not having to mess with it all that often. It pretty much just runs and generates leads, and I make money without having to touch it again after I've done the initial work of setting it up. Now, a lot of people ask me, can I do this from this country, or can I do this from that country? And the answer is, it doesn't really matter what country you're in. Not only could you generate leads in your country of choice, But even if you're in another country, like let's say India or let's say China, you could choose to generate leads for companies in the United States. Because this isn't a business model where you're having to meet with people or cold call people, you don't really have to be in the location that you're generating leads on. You can simply look at the Google map like I just did and just randomly pick somewhere that you think is an area you want to work in just by looking at the map. All right, so now that we've settled on a niche and a location, it's time to actually get our website built. So like I said, I built out this example website right here, which currently has a call volume that would be worth about $700 per month. And it's a very nice looking site. I built it out on WordPress, and WordPress really is easy. I mean, like, you literally just come in here and you just type what you want it to say. Like, there's really not much to it. Stuff just moves around. Like if I want to move this down here, you literally just drag and dropping things. So it's pretty easy to actually get started with a website like this without knowing how to program. Now, if you feel like you're gonna need more help with the website side of things, I actually have a course that's dedicated just to getting your lead generation website set up. And what I'll do is I will leave a discounted version of it in the description below this video. I'll probably limit it to just a handful of copies, so it may sell out pretty quickly. But if you are interested in that, I will leave it in the description below. Inside the course, we build out websites that look just like the one that I showed you from start to finish. So it's a great way to get started if you're new and you've never built out a website like this before, or you're just looking for some extra tips to build out websites that are aimed towards lead generation. Then go ahead and check out that discounted link that I'm leaving just for you in the description of this video. So to recap, the quickest way to start a lead generation business is number one, you're gonna start off by picking your niche. You're gonna go after proven niches that the bigger lead generation companies are already doing. Number two, you're gonna pick a location, but you're not gonna pick a large location. You're going to go and pick one of the smaller suburbs. And then number three, you're going to go and get your website set up so that you can actually start generating leads. Now, if you have any questions that maybe I didn't answer in this video that you were thinking, go ahead and leave a comment below with your question, and I will do my best to create more content or comment back to answer that question. I'll also leave some other videos here that I think you might enjoy. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, if you'd like to get notified of all my future videos, make sure you subscribe and tick the bell notification icon, and I will send you an alert every time I post a new video just like this one. All right, guys, I thank you so much for watching. I am Paul James. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.